Good morning, students, and welcome to the very first Pseudology lecture. I'm Professor Kingsland, or Timani for short, and today we're learning about bullshit. Yeah. So I hope you read your 200-page paper, because that's what we're going to talk about. So I noticed I was reminiscing on my fitness and health journey over the pandemic that shall not be named. And I had a realization that a lot of people in and around that community that I'm familiar with or know got a lot of their information from the internet, as one would. So, knowing that the internet helped me in my fitness and health journey, I wanted to know how that has changed since the pandemic. And thus, I went on scrolling on the World Wide Web, and it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. Yeah. So there's this particular obsession with fake discipline that I find particularly amusing because there's such a legitimate overflow of good advice, and then subsequently you have this bad advice, and sometimes people don't know where to look. And it's upsetting because there's a lot of trends or things that reach the populace that should not have in the first place. And I don't think there was as much of that when I started my journey. So it is a bit upsetting. Why the fuck do people think that eating food that does not taste good means that you're productive in your health? I've been pescatarian my entire life, and I can say for certain there is no reason that you should be compromising good tasting food unless you're like competitively bodybuilding or have a health condition that makes it a little bit harder to put seasoning on your food. A little seasoning will hurt. A little seasoning will not hurt. The calories that you will get out of putting some paprika on your chicken or whatever, it outweighs all of the negatives of putting seasoning on food. So please, if you get to the spice cabinet, stock it up. It will not hurt your health in order to eat food that tastes good, because I think a lot of people don't understand that health takes a long time. I mean, that's a very simple comment that I'm making, but health is a process that occurs over time, and it requires your dedication to it. So if you can't be dedicated to a certain diet because it tastes like shit, you're soon, that productive feeling that you have out of eating this food that's not fucking seasoned is going to wear away. So, on that point, today I was looking at this funny trend called Oatzempic. And are we serious, guys? Like, come on my prior point. The idea is that so you blend oats, water, and some lime or lemon juice, and then shove that down the hatch. And the idea is that you lose weight. You can add some cinnamon to be a little spicy, for our spicy people. And I just think it's ridiculous. I guess the idea is that you go into a caloric deficit, but I think that's pretty dangerous if you do not know that you should only be in a caloric deficit between 500 to 750 calories in order to maintain, a healthy body while you're in that deficit period. It's, not going to work. Drastic calorie deficits like that can lead to a bunch of health complications. It can mess up your glycemic index. It could just really wreck up your life if you don't know what you're doing. So I don't think that's a good trend to have out there. And also, I think the name implies that there's this rapid weight loss when you take this. Nothing in oats inherently has any properties to promote weight loss more than a caloric deficit does. So I don't know what this is doing here. So don't be fooled by Oatzempic. um, Going on another tangent, I have found this workout trend called low impact, high intensity. I guess this is coming back. I mean, I feel like this has been in the circle for a while because I've known about this for a couple of years now, but I did some more research and I find out there's this thing called the jumping bungee routine. You like bungee jump hooked to a strap on your waist and you fly around and skedaddle like a fairy in hopes to lose weight. I find that fun. It's pretty fun. Would I do it? Yes, of course, because I'm a skedaddler. I'm a part of the skedaddling nation. And I think flying through the air like a fairy held by a bungee cord, I mean, come on. It's a it's a one in a lifetime experience. But is it a good workout? Come on, students. Raise of hands of who thinks this is effective. Well, let me kind of steer you off the rails there. If you want to really, really look at your health and go hard on the fitness route, low impact, high intensity workouts should not include the jumping bungee workout. There are other things such as, bikes, go on Peloton and whatever, not sponsored, that you could utilize in order to get to what we call the VO2 max, or get to that point where your body is utilizing the extent of the oxygen that it can in order to effectively have a workout. Listen, physicality is great every day as long as you're walking, your metabolism will thank you. But if you really want to get down and get in the gym and start that fitness journey, if you have a goal in mind to attain a certain aesthetic, bungee jumping will not get you there. The trampoline, however, is a pretty good workout. You can get mini trampolines. I think my mother has one. You can get a mini trampoline, jump on that, and that's a workout. It's high intensity. It's very pleasing for those that, have joint issues. And it doesn't take too much out of you, but still allows you to get to that point where you're using the extent of the oxygen that you can. So I'm feeling like, should I do a workout right now? Let's see. I'm going to try to do a workout that is pretty effective. The standards are always the best. Just go with the flow. I like to do push-ups and sit-ups and squats, and it does wonders, babies. I also do a little bit of Muay Thai. I have a bag in my basement. I just box it out. Boxing is very good for achieving that VO2 max very quickly and testing your VO2 max as well. Running is also good, but if you don't like to run, bike. If you don't like to bike, scoot. Not an electric scooter, I mind you. And yeah, there's just so many things that you can do. So I don't think that you should waste your time with trends that are fun but don't give you that burn. I'm gonna start off with, maybe I should do some push-ups. Push-ups. The basics are always the best. Quick little something. Now that is not even close enough to something that you want to do to attain your VO2 max. But those are examples. Health is so easy, really.